700 episodes of Noot for Noot, Johan Stemmet will be hanging up his microphone, and the show will continue in a new format with a new host. However, Stemmet will still be part of the creative and, of course, the editorial team, and we continue our conversation with Johan Stemmet. Now, Johan, tonight will be your final show as the presenter of Noot for Noot, but tell us, what's going to happen going forward?
Well, you see, I was just speaking to Leanne just now, saying that it was time. You know when it's time. Everything in your life works in seasons, and you look at yourself in the mirror one day, and the mirror looks back at you and say, "Do you look as good as the young guys that are taking part in the band?" And everybody is younger, and it's just time to make place now for the new generation. But it won't work to just take me out as a presenter and just replace me as a presenter, because I think people will always start weighing up the one against the other.
Yeah.
So we came up with what we think is a very, very exciting new format for SABC2, and I think it's going to rock. It's going to rock big time.
So, we were talking about, standout moments for you over the years. And of course, it's been about the music as well. And one can think back to the days when you had, the aristocracy, as it were, of the Afrikaans music world, the Rina Igus and, the Karika Kiesenkamps, and you name them. They were all featured on Noot for Noot. But even that has changed over the years, and it's become younger, and it's become more cosmopolitan.
Any television show, if it's successful and you leave it, it's going to stagnate. If it stagnates, it rots. There must be evolution all the time. You must watch what's going on around you. Watch the music. Watch who's singing. Who are the new up-and-coming guys, and you work them in, and then you just transition with with whatever's happening in the country and in the music world and whatever. We started off, you're quite correct, we started off as an Afrikaans music with the Rina Igus and so on. But because the show's based on hit songs, we immediately realized that you can't just keep recycling Afrikaans hit songs. We brought in English, and then obviously then it just blossomed, and the whole South Africa started latching onto the show. And we would listen to the radio and see who are they playing, what songs are they playing, all the stations all over the country. And if we know a song is being played quite a few times on a certain radio station, we would grab that song and incorporate it in our repertoire. But we keep changing it all the time. If you think where we're moving now with the Bruno Marses and the Taylor Swifts, and where we were back there with Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. So over the 28 years, yes, the music has evolved incredibly. And I also say, you must always renew things. You must renew, and you can renew your contestants. They can become younger. You can renew the band every now and bring in a younger band member. You can renew virtually anything except the presenter. You can't renew him. We do move on. We do get older, and we do know when that line is there. That's where you must stop.
One of the things I found very endearing over the years is where you've had contestants whereby the parents were contestants, and now the children were coming onto the show.
We're now moving into the third generation. A lot of the guys... It was so interesting when I started with the show in 1991. The contestants were more or less my age. And then they got older, and suddenly we saw our contestants are getting older and older. And I think about 18 years ago, round about there, we suddenly saw the swing, where all of a sudden the average age of the contestants became 22, 23, and then we realized now it's the kids coming in, and all the children of the parents who were on then suddenly started moving in. It was fascinating. And then, of course, they come with their music, so now we'll have to adapt again.
Absolutely. But who, and this is another difficult question, I would imagine. Over the years, who would you say has been the best contestant that you've had on Noot for Noot?
Yeah, there's been quite a few good ones. There's been quite a few excellent ones, exceptional ones that people spoke about. But the girl that won last week, she's an attorney here.
I saw her.
I would have liked to see her against some of the best that
the lady from Secunda, what was her name again?
Zelda.
Zelda. Yeah. I would have loved to see her against Zelda, yes. And Dainkie.
Dainkie also. All of them were excellent.
Yeah.
But I think this girl, she was the ultimate for me. I looked at her and I realized that when I start asking her a question, I can see she's got the answer. When we start playing, I can see she's got it. But this also comes from watching. She says she watched Noot for Noot since she was 2-3 years old. So
So can't we arrange like for a special there?
You know, won't
just
that be
to
a
put
wonderful
them against
idea?
one another?
Let the new format just settle, and then we'll do a special one day. I'll have to speak to Jackie about that. Jackie Gulwane at SABC too. I'm sure she'll make a plan.
Oh, Jackie,
and
we'd love to see that.
We bring back the best of the guys that were in these years, and we bring back the old Musiekfabriek, Johan van Rensburg and everybody, and we'll have a special one day.
You know, Musiekfabriek is something special. And these are, of course, artists in own right, and, you know, you bring them together, but they are absolutely special.
I have so often mentioned that this is the best band in the country.
I agree.
They are so excellent together, each in his own right, but as a band, wow, they're excellent.
All right, I'm speaking to Johan Stemmet, of course, taking us through his 28-year-long journey of presenting probably the longest-running, most successful television quiz show on television here on SABC. And as I'm speaking to Johan, you may notice there on your screen, Duduzane Zuma